1 week into his presidency, Biden goes to Capitol Hill at the invitation of Nancy Pelosi to talk about the Democratic agenda, and just could not vocalize why he was there. Looking around, smiling at people, and she took over to say, "Well, here's the Biden agenda. This is what we're going to do." He was worthless, useless. The 1 week into his presidency.
It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
So we need to blame Joe Biden. We need to blame Nancy Pelosi. We need to blame Kamala Harris. We need to blame whoever it was that happened to be head of the DNC. They all were part of this conspiracy to cover up for him. And then he had the unmitigated gall to run for re-election.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look,
I feel compelled to take a swipe at Jill Biden because she's Lady Macbeth. That's exactly right. That's a great way to put it. She knew from the first time he ran, or not the first time he ran, but from his first term, from the campaign before his first term, that he was demented. Mm-hmm. And she led him around, led him on stage, led him off stage, covered for him.
John Kiriakou doesn't mince words. In this explosive breakdown, he argues that the Biden presidency didn't slowly unravel. It was rotten from day one. Kiriakou saves some of his harshest criticism for Jill Biden, portraying her as the enabler who knew the reality and allowed the performance to continue. In his telling, this wasn't loyalty. It was ambition overriding honesty, with the American public kept in the dark. This isn't just a critique of Joe Biden. It's an indictment of an entire political machine, and a warning about what happens when image matters more than truth.
This is a bad look from absolutely every angle for the Democratic Party. This is just terrible. They try to pull one over the eyes of the American people. And why would any voter trust you now when you tried to do something like this? They might be more convincing if Biden had ever stood for something. You know, like, for example, Biden was always one of these middle-of-the-road guys. He may early on have been kind of racist. He was against integration through busing. He was the primary author of the terrible criminal justice bill of the 1990s. If he